We are back. We are back.
Okay.
And we need you on board to go with us on this fantastic journey which we have started as the Team Ignition. Let's do what the brand expects of us, which is the best or nothing.
Welcome everyone to IgnitionChats. Today I'm joined by none other than our Vice President. He will introduce himself shortly. My name is Leo, and I am a committee member in charge of technical. And welcome to today's sessions. I'm sure it'll be interesting as we set the pace for other sessions coming up. Yes, without further ado, I would like to welcome our president. Please introduce vice president. Please introduce yourself. What car you drive? Why you love this club? Why you chose to forfeit a lot of things to make sure you lead this club?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you are and when you're listening to this Ignition Chat. I am your Vice President, Kiprit HB Watts. I drive, well, this is going to be a bit of a long list.
No problem, we have the time.
W203, W124, W211, W126, W221, and W203. I hope I've not left out anything from that particular list.
I hope not, but you mentioned 2 or 3 twice. So
I have.
Are those 2 cars?
No, currently just one.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully I'll add more as we go.
Okay.
I've been in the club since 2013. Back then, that was Google Groups. Then met with other members in 2014. I believe this was during Muranga TT. Then later, now officially joined the club once it was registered in 2015. So looking at that, that's almost 10 years now as a member of the club. What I love about this club are the members. The people who have met through this club and the things we've been able to do through that period have just been fantastic. And I would like the other members to experience that part of the club. And not forget the drives. The drives are what actually brought most of us together. So, yeah, that's what I really love about this club. Why did I decide to run? This is a decision which was not made lightly, because after my last stint in the committee, I said it's actually much easier being a member. But after the few bumps which we went through, I decided that I needed to come back so that we might get the club back in track. And that's being myself and the president, put a team together so that we may run as Team Ignition. And here we are having this conversation after a successful run.
That's a very good place to start. So yeah, Team Ignition. Talk to us about this Team Ignition, first of all, from the name, before we get to what do people expect from this thing.
So Team Ignition, the name came up, I believe, 48 hours before our AGM, because we had actually managed to pull an entire team together from president all the way down to the committee members. And when we thought about how are we going to present ourselves to the members, we said we have to come up with a name. We can't just come in and say we are a team running for the committee positions. So we said let's come up with a name, and after throwing around a few names here and there, Team Ignition came out, and that stuck. And I believe it's actually a proper visualization of what we want to do. We want to ignite the club and get ourselves back at the top of the car clubs in Kenya.
Yeah, we're already at the top in East Africa. So, yes.
Yeah, but I feel like we lost something through COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, but now we want to come back and say, hey, here we are.
Okay. So walk us through that plan. What do you expect as members? What is in store? Okay.
So first of all, the first thing which we would like to do as Team Ignition is give service to the members. This club has gotten to the levels where it has because of the contribution of its members, and we need to have our members on board.
Okay.
How we want to do this, first of all, is through community and belonging.
Okay.
Currently, we're at about 140 members, and we want each and every member to feel as they're part of this MBCK.
Okay.
So we want to take our time to, number one, know our members, get our members to know each other, so that whenever we want to get anything done, we actually have all of our membership on board and no one is feeling left out. Secondly is our CSR activities. We have, I believe, standard 2 charity events every year. One being led by the entire club, which is a decision which is made by the members in the committee. Then secondly, we have Pinktober, which is specifically run by She's Mercedes. Shout out to Rosie, current chair of She's Mercedes. And this year, I believe we're having Pinktober. Okay. But I will let Rosie talk more about that once she's on IgnitionChats.
Yeah, for sure. We'll bring Rosie here.
Yeah. So when she's here, I believe she will talk about that more. We also have our own drives and social and business networking. We want to have more of those events, and not just driven by the committee itself, but also by the members. A fantastic thing which started even before we joined the committee are the birthday celebrations, which happen every 2 months. I believe currently being run by Kipsenai, Rosie, and a few other members.
Okay.
I believe that brought something back to the club. We're able to just sit together and have a chat over a drink and a cake and just enjoy each other's company. Okay. So we want to have more of such events, and also going forward, have more interactive events whereby whenever we're having, for example, a drive, you're not just coming to get in your car and drive from point A to B. Let's do something in between so that we may get to know each other as we go. Okay. Shout out to the Ignition Drive, which just happened this past weekend. Over 60 cars driving all the way down to Mombasa, not Mombasa, to Namanga. Okay. And with Shell on board, and the activities which we did, it was just fantastic. Shout out to everyone who managed to come. For those who didn't, please enjoy the video which came out afterwards.
Yeah, that's a very good place to start. That was quite an awesome drive, and I like how the statement you made earlier about members knowing other members. And maybe we should commit between me and you, starting with 140 plus members. We should commit by end of this year. We know each member by name and face. We're looking forward to meeting all the members.
I am not the best with names, but I'm sure with faces I will try and remember everyone.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So apart from the people and service, what else is in store for us?
Immediately after that, we have governance, which is how the club is run and the structures, which we need to set up to ensure that moving forward we don't have any I would say gray areas in terms of how the club is run. Okay. Everything has to be done in a clear manner, which can be followed by ourselves, can be audited, and also for the executive committee members who are going to come in after us to have something to follow in terms of how the club should be run. So we need to set up structures when it comes to, for example, vetting, which is how we gain new members into the club, how that should be done. When it comes to accounting, we need to have clear transparency in terms of how money is spent by the committee, and also be accountable to the members on the money which we get from the members. Currently, I believe our registration fee is at 15,000, and our annual fees at 5,100, factoring in costs when it comes to money transfer and everything else. We don't take it lightly that our members are able to afford and pay that money up to become members of this club. But we have to ensure that we make proper use of that money and be accountable to our members. So in terms of governance, it's just setting up those structures. We can go into procurement, disciplinary, and many other things, including our marketing. Yeah. So we need to set up all those structures. Okay. It's not going to be a day's work, but that's why we're here, to make sure that all these things are set up correctly.
Nice. So people service, governance. Yes. Anything else you have in store for them?
So in terms of finance, the club needs to become sustainable over a long period of time. Okay. As every committee comes in, there's this question of how much do we have in the bank? Okay. And that amount which we usually have in the bank is just planned for our yearly annual activities. Okay. But as a club, we need to think about what is our plan 5 years on? Where do we want to be? A conversation which has always come up is having a clubhouse, which I believe would be would be the second club in Kenya to have a clubhouse. This is after the Alfa Romeo Club, who host concourse. I believe it's a very good cause that for us to actually achieve it, we shall need to put money aside every year and plus look for other sources of money other than just our subscriptions, because if we're just going to use a subscription to raise that money, we might be here for 20 years before we have a clubhouse. So we need to become more sustainable over time and how we raise money for the club. So look out for the plans for a clubhouse. Okay. There are already plans underway. They might not be as big as you might want them the first time, but we need to take a small step forward before we get to that clubhouse. So look out for that.
Oh, good stuff. That's already some exciting news. Look out for the clubhouse.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and you mentioned that potentially the second club after Alfa Romeo. For that, I personally look forward to that and contributing towards that.
Yeah.
Yes. So we've covered people, governance, and you mentioned finance, which is covers sustainability. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Any other thing that you have?
Last but not least, we have growth.
Okay.
When we started out, I believe we were maybe 30 members, and right now we are at 140.
Okay.
We have currently about 400 people waiting to join this majestic club of ours. Okay. So as a committee, we commit to clear that backlog before the end of this year, so that we might have more members on board. We have quite a number of guys who come for our drives and want to join the club but have not had the opportunity over the past year. And we have a list of those people who we have communicated with. Over the past weekend, we already have 8 people who have joined the club. We also have our old members who, along the way, dropped out of the club for one reason or another. We also are creating initiatives to get our old members back, so that we may grow this club together. So that is our fourth thing. We want to grow the club to a good number. I believe as it stands currently, we've already hit quarter of our target within the first month. Okay. Yeah, but there's a lot more to be done, and we're committing to ensure we get things done as quickly as possible.
Okay, so what message do you have for those members that dropped off at some point?
We are back. Okay. We are back.
Okay.
And we need you on board to go with us on this fantastic journey which we have started as the Team Ignition.
Okay.
So for those who have not paid your subs, older members, all you have to do is pay your annual subscription of 5,100 bob. and come back to the club and enjoy this first fantastic events which we have in store for you.
Perfect. What about for those aspiring members?
For aspiring members, watch our socials.
Okay.
Watch our socials. We're going to do a number of things which I'm sure will be exciting. There'll be events where for the prospective members you can come and attend. There'll be emails being sent around for those who have applied. Watch out for an email from Diana Mumo, our secretary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's quite a lot happening. So if I remember it correctly, we have people on service, we have governance, streamline governance, we have finance and sustainability, and growing the club. Yes, and we're committing to bringing back the members who dropped off and also clearing the backlog of 450 by the end of the year. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So that has been quite an awesome chat. We are already on 15 minutes mark already on this. I don't know. Ignition is a start. It's another start.
Yeah. It's a start, and especially for initiatives like this, the Ignition Chats. This is not only for us committee members to come and have a chat with our members. We'd also like our members to come on board and talk to us about what they know, not just about the club, but also what they do. It does not have to be a technical matter on vehicles, can be on their own professionalism, what they do on their day-to-day, what they think members should know. I believe this is the place to come and have a chat with all the members.
Yeah. Thanks for making that clear. So we are inviting anyone in the club. The club is privileged to have some of the best brains in the country. There's a lot that people can share. So I think we'll be making a call to anyone, any club member who would like to share something that they know that would benefit the members. Yeah. Who would you want to see here? Who would you want to see here so that we call them out?
Well, some people who I would like to see here already part of the committee.
Okay.
So I'm sure they'll be on board to have a chat with us.
Okay.
Someone would like to see here. Kiptines.
Oh, yeah.
Very interesting chap.
Okay.
Has one very rare car.
Okay.
And with the position he currently holds, I'm sure he has some fantastic stories for us. Especially on how he got there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think this is an open call to Mr. Kiptines to grace our chats.
Yes.
When convenient, of course.
Yeah.
And you've mentioned rare cars. Maybe we can close off with speaking about the classics and the classic community. I think that is also what got us accreditation.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, back in, I believe it was 2019, the Mercedes-Benz Club Museum actually came down to Kenya and did, actually the main piece for their magazine was on the classic community in Kenya. We have some fantastic classics in the club. One, Mr. Karani, shout out to you for bringing KLL to the drive down to Namanga. Ron the Don, former chair of the club, has a number of classics. We are planning to have an annual event for classics, because it is one of those pillars of the club that got us accredited by DAMLA. So we would like also Mr. Karani, please come and give us your story here and about your many classics, the W108, the W109, the 126s. Yeah, that's plural, 126s, which you have worked on. Yeah, we would like the classic community to enjoy the perks of driving these great vehicles.
Yeah, that's a good call to Mr. Karani also, and I guess for that you'll be hosting Mr. Karani.
Yeah. Hopefully I can have Mr. Karani and Ron here at the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah. So they can give us their stories and
everything.
yeah, the love of their classics.
Okay. That's a very good start, I would say, for today. Yes, I think any parting words, any parting shots for the members?
This is your Vice President, Mr. Kichbi Watts. Let's do what the brand expects of us, which is the best or nothing.
Enough said. The best or nothing. Thank you from Nation Chats.
Thank you very much, Leo. That was good, eh? 20 minutes.